ABC Women would like to thank BIPOC Executive Search for sponsoring today's episode.
The BIPOC Executive Search app is here for you. Get information about job opportunities we're recruiting for. Keep up to date and in the know about career news tailored to Indigenous, Black, and other racialized audiences. Gain helpful tips and learnings to help you on your career trajectory, celebrate job appointments, and more. The BIPOC Executive Search app, here to elevate the candidate experience for Black, Indigenous, and communities of color. Free to download and available on iPhone and Android smartphones.
Look how far you have come on your own, but never alone. Through the rain and through the shine, here's your moment, it's your time. You stood tall and now you see, standing in your destiny. 100 woman growing strong. 100 woman where you belong. You stood tall and now you see, you have reached your destiny, woman.
100 ABC Women would like to take this opportunity to welcome our viewers and listening audience, families, friends, and our sponsors to our inspirational conversations, fireside chats with 100 ABC honorees. 100 Accomplished Black Canadian Women is a bold initiative created by the co-authors, the Honorable Dr. Jean Augustine, a former MP, Donna Jones-Simmons, a corporate diversity executive, and Dr. Denise O'Neill-Green, Vice President, Equity and Community Inclusion at Ryerson University. Our mission is to celebrate and archive the professional accomplishments of trailblazing Black women from all across Canada. The goal is to create an ever-expanding database available for current and future generations via print media, public and private libraries, as well as a website, which is www.100abcwomen.ca. We are pleased to bring you a series of fireside chats which include conversations around education, healthcare, entertainment, creative arts, legal, technology, entrepreneurship, diversity and equity, media, engineering, politics, sports, and so much more. These, we know, are topics that matter to us and to you. These educational and inspirational conversations will be made available to all current and future generations via our 100 ABC YouTube channel. This is a great way to learn from our elders, brilliant-minded and accomplished Black Canadian women. So join me as I welcome our moderator, Vivienne Dickson, who will lead the conversation on advocating for our seniors. Without further ado, Vivienne Dickson.
First, my name is Vivienne, as Dawn had mentioned, Vivienne Dickson, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of A Supreme Nursing and Home Care Services, and also the co-founder of A Supreme Foundation. First, I'd like to thank Honorable Jean Augustine, Dr. Denise O'Neill-Green, and also Donna Jones-Simmons and their committees, and also those who help in getting this organization together. I have to say, I am so pleased to see what you have done in showcasing 100 Black women. First, I have here with me Lorna Looby-Crosse. And Lorna, can you kindly introduce yourself?
Yes, as you just heard, my name is Lorna Looby-Crosse. I am a retired vice principal from TDSB, and I myself will say I'm a senior. So I'm outing myself as a senior here today.
That make two of us. Okay, thanks, Lorna. Today, Lorna and myself will be having a conversation pertaining to seniors. Lorna, as you know, that my job that I do, I get quite a few calls pertaining to seniors. Example, how does one advocate for seniors? And I firsthand see the need of our seniors out there. And today, I do believe this conversation that we will be having, it will help to bring out the importance of how one can get involved in seniors. So there's a few questions I would like to throw out at you, Lorna, and I'd like to get your perspective, if that is okay with you.
No problem at all.
Okay. What would you say most important in advocacy for a senior citizen? Because these are the questions that people would really call me and ask me. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of good for you to give me your perspective so one can hear and understand what it is like.
Well, I'm sure that you have so much experience, more experience in advocacy for seniors because of your nature of your business. But I have myself had a couple of experiences in the last, several years advocating for seniors. And what I learned to be the most important thing is the whole idea of helping seniors to live well, to live with dignity. I think it's also important to understand that life can be frustrating, life can feel so discouraging, especially in these times. So, for everyone, whether you're senior or not, these times are difficult. So you can imagine how difficult it is for those people who are the older adults, those people in the over 70s, 80s, 90s, and they're trying to live their best life. And given our times, it's very difficult. When I do, I think it's also important to acknowledge that the seniors that we are trying to help and support have their own values, have their own beliefs. And I try my best to acknowledge what those beliefs and those values are. I find that if I went ahead and proceeded to support without acknowledging and without respecting what another person's values and beliefs, then I'd be at a loss and they would be so confused with my support. What did you find?
I myself have the occasion to interview quite a few seniors. Mm-hmm. I think advocating for seniors is a very good thing. My mother, when she was alive, she passed away when she was 96, and I normally take care of her. And I can honestly say, taking care of a senior is not easy. But Lorna, I was speaking with you a couple of nights ago, and you said you were at the retirement home with your mom. And it really touches my heart when you said that. You were massaging her. Mm-hmm. And you know what you said to me? And I said, wow. You said, and she really likes what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And I said, that is so wonderful. Mm-hmm. There's so many mothers out there who would like to get that pampering. Mm-hmm. And I do believe that anyone hearing us talk and have a mother in senior home or anywhere, they should pamper their mother, just like what you did, Lorna.
Yeah.
So I think that's very good.
Well, I think it's the physical touch. I feel it's so sad for the seniors right now, whether they are in their own home, in the community, or in a long-term home, and they do not have the access to that physical touch, to the seeing their children, seeing their loved ones, seeing their friends. So, and I'm so blessed that my mother, 96 years old, that she's still alive. And although she does have a lot of, difficulties in terms of the physical difficulties and navigating this world, mentally she's sound. So it is good when the home allows us and permits us the opportunity to go in and support them. But again, listening to my mother, any support I give her, she is right on with what she needs. She makes it very clear of what her values are, so, and what it is that she wants me to do. So there's no way that I overstep. Even though she is 96, I don't treat her like a child. She is an adult who's lived a full life, and she has expectations still, even though she's not doing the things she used to do. She just enjoys being, and I'm so glad that I'm there to support her to be.
And that's very good, Lorna. I understand, because as I mentioned before, taking care of a senior, it's really a hard task. And one should really know how to care for the seniors. And there's another question that always come by, when they'd ask me, they would say, how does senior cope with COVID-19? Can you give me your perspective on that?
Well, I've spoken to many seniors in the community, and I've spoken to older seniors, I'm going to say, because as I said earlier, I couldn't, I say that I'm among the group of seniors, but I've spoken to the older seniors in the community and those in long-term care or in supportive living. And, again, if you can imagine the frustrations and the difficulties you or any of us in this society are experiencing now, it happens to be tenfold, because we try our best to get support to navigate the world, and and we can do our own shopping, and we can still go out and do our walks and whatever. But the seniors, they are not able to do that. They're not able to get the physical support. They're not able to get the health support that they were getting. So it is very difficult, especially,
Absolutely.
yeah, especially for those who may not completely comprehend what's going on. Why is it they haven't seen their children? So COVID, in terms of the seniors' mental health, is very difficult, as it is with many of ours.
It is.
Yeah.
And what it actually does it get them into a depressive mode. Can you imagine when you see a senior out there looking through the window and just waving to their loved one, can't see them? Can you imagine what that brings to them?
Mm-hmm.
They
It
get
is
into
difficult.
a depressive mode.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of them go into social isolation. So the seniors are really having a hard time.
Yes, they are. They are. And, I think also we have to bring the government in here in some respect, that there are some procedures and policies that they needed to have put in place to better support and to help us to be in touch and to be have the connections with our loved ones, whether they are in care or in the community.
Right.
I just, the restrictions in keeping them safe is really great, and I'm seeing some changes in that. But I think that we need, going forward, to have different policies and procedures to allow seniors who are, whether they're in the community or in care, to live a better life during these difficult times. Because
I understand. I really understand. I tell you something, how we started A Supreme Foundation is because of senior called us and they're saying, can you help us? And I'm saying, there is help out there for you with the government. And they would say in turn that it's the government told us to call you. There was this gentleman that he called and he said, I need some service. I said to him, did you call the government? He said, yes, I did, but I'm just getting 2 hours for two hours per day. And if you can help me, I'd really appreciate it. So anyhow, I sent a nurse over to assist him. And she called me back and said, even if you don't pay me, I have to take care of this man. Because you know what, Vivienne? His both legs are amputated and his mom is there with him also, and her legs are gone. I said, are you serious? And she said, yes. Then I went and visited the guy, the gentleman, and I said to him, how come you're not getting service? He said, yes, I'm getting service, but it's not enough. So I do agree with you that the government should do more to help our seniors.
Yep. When there are families involved, I think the belief is that the families are going to be there to do as much support, and they can, and they will be there. But as you said just now, if there, there's only so much you can do when you have a parent or a relative who absolutely cannot move. And to lift that person physically, to care for that person is so difficult. And the parent, the person sees the struggle, and they do not. I do know that the older seniors who have disabilities do not really want the family or their children to completely take the burden. Yes, we can hire, and we do. We can hire supports.
But also, Lorna, some of them, they can't afford it. And that's the problem that we're facing right now. The government is giving you 2 hours once per week or 3 hours, and then they need other assistance.
Yeah.
So where do they get the money to help?
And that's the problem.
Pay for this service. And that is not cheap. I can tell you that.
Exactly. And it is some of the parents or older adult parents tend to be fortunate because there may be children who can chip in and help, but not everyone can
because
afford to do that.
I understand, because when I go to the nursing home to do a visit run, it is so sad to see some of our people there. They're in a corner by themselves, and you feel sorry for them, because you know why? Because they cannot articulate with the others. They go back into their, I would say, mother tongue, speaking the patois or whatever, and nobody understands them. And I'm saying, what can we do? I think there's more to be done for our seniors.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Would you not agree?
Yes, definitely. There's more to be done, and I'm hoping that that there will be some type of meetings or some type of committees set up after this pandemic to support. I happen to know 2 seniors right now in their late 80s who are in the community. They're living in their own homes, and one of them just got the vaccine, and the husband has not as yet. The wife has gotten a vaccine because somebody was able to take her there. Somebody was able to take her there, but the husband cannot physically move. So, and somebody's supposed to come in, and it has not happened to come in to give him his COVID vaccination. So, I guess a lot of eyes are on the long-term care or seniors who are living in residence. However, there are so many in the community who are still requiring support and are struggling. Some of these people have no children, or their children are in a different part of the world who cannot, be there. And during this COVID times, it's incumbent upon all of us, every one of us, to be there, to support, to look after the older seniors who are not able to access services as they, as required.
Right. But what I also find, Lorna, is that a lot of children, they just take their mom or their dad and leave them in a nursing home, and that's it. That's it. They don't go back and look for them. And when you visit these mothers or dad in the nursing home, they'll be saying, where's my daughter? Where's my son? And that is really heartbreaking.
And it's sad, and it's sad if that does really happen. It's very sad, but I'm just saying that, like, it's very difficult because I know that a lot of people come from a society where parents are looked after in the home. And you feel a tremendous amount of of pressure, in that if you cannot accommodate that parent in the home, for many reasons, as I said, if there's a tremendous physical disability that prevents you from keeping, what do you do? However, once that's been done, where you've made the decision to get your parent looked after in care, or your loved one looked after in care, it is really vital that they are not neglected. They have spent all of their lives caring. We've come through our life on their shoulders, on their backs. It is really important that we stay with them and support them. It's very difficult. And what do we do with a situation that you explain? What can we do to help?
I think we just have to educate them and go out and advocate more for them, because advocating for seniors is a very good thing.
So given this situation you said, where parents or loved ones are in a home and nobody comes to see them from the family, what do you actually do to see that, to try to encourage that visitation?
And this is why we're having this conversation, that anyone who are listening to us right now can volunteer their time and find out where these seniors are and see what they can do. There's a lot of organization out there who is doing that type of work. So they just have to seek and find that organization to help in whatever way they can.
Before my mother, completely, she did so many things. Like, that's what, the adults said, they do a lot of things. Right now she's working on just being. But about 5 years ago, when she stopped helping and supporting, she was actually doing what you spoke of, where she actually was part of an organization where she went into long-term care, went into hospitals, and she was lay service, with people. She gave a communion. She was the person who visited the older adult who was alone. So she did a lot of that. So I would suggest that that organizations reach out to people in the community who do that. Like, as I said, churches, synagogues, mosques. There are people in there who, and even organizations where we can reach out and say, well, we have such and such here. Is it possible for, I guess this can only be done under safe conditions. COVID times, it's difficult to do that. It is so difficult, right?
But you can also phone them, call them, who are, and have a conversation with them, because what I find, a lot of seniors, they love to talk.
They do. They love it.
And you know what? I learned so much from seniors, because they have a wealth of knowledge there. One who is cognitively can, relate to you. And I do believe that we can give them a call, and let them know that we care. Foundation that I involved in, A Supreme Foundation, what we do, we make sure that they get a meal. We make sure, right now we're doing a food run for the seniors, and they're so happy what they're getting. They're so happy to see you.
Of course.
And when they see you, they just want to keep on talking. They don't want to stop. They don't want to let you go. It's like, and you said, I got to go, but you just have to continue,
Definitely.
So it's really hard out there, I find, with the seniors. And I do believe that the government, they're stepping up, as you had mentioned before, but I think there's a lot more to do for our seniors.
Definitely. And yeah, but I think it is something that needs to be worked on in terms of the communication piece, because even though we're all in lockdown right now, as I look at this, I'm reaching out to you on Zoom. And in order for me to do this, I'm going to admit I had to get some support from my son to help me set up this Zoom, because this is Zoom is, I think this is the first time I'm doing Zoom. I've done Skype. But can you imagine, an older senior really even trying to reach to make connections with family on Zoom or Skype or whatever whatever tablet they may have? It is difficult. So even those skills are important for these, and this is not a negative that they don't have it. The point is that they will need some support to access and to actually reach out, because at one point when I could not see my mother, there was somebody who was there to put her on the tablet, put her on a tablet where she could see me and we could see each other, and we spoke, and she loved it. So those seniors in the community in isolation, it is so crucial that they see your face. My mother was concerned for a while, where are her children? She doesn't see them until, she was connected on the WhatsApp or on the FaceTime. And, it helps bridge that gap with the isolation that many people are experiencing right now during the COVID times.
And again, our foundation, the foundation that I'm involved in, we educate seniors. We educate them on all these technical support that you mentioned. We educate them and we care for them. So what I would love to see more organization care, pop up and to care for our seniors. There's a lot of stuff out there for youth, nothing against the youth, but I'd love to see more for our seniors, because the seniors have done so much, contribute so much to society, and it's like they're left behind. So I think we should all reach out and advocate more for them and see what we can get done.
Definitely. And I think this is where we can admit that you talked about the youth, where they can, they can step in, and we can probably connect with, some connection with schools or communities where youth want to do this type of advocacy, and visit homes. And as you said, seniors love to talk, and they have amazing stories to share with the youth. And this would be one way of bridging that, generational gap, where the youth can sit face to face, I guess, after this pandemic is over, and actually communicate with the older senior who has lots to share. They love to share.
That brings me right back to my question that I was just about to ask you. What action can be taken for the next generation to assist seniors? What do you think?
As I said, if we can somehow do some type of partnership, build some type of partnership relationship, maybe even through this 100 and, this organization here, or through your organization, I am sure there are youth willing to, and there are probably some already. I'm not saying there aren't organizations, but yes, the youth not going to walk into it, and they can't. I think we need to facilitate the ability to make it possible for them to actually connect with the seniors, and some of them may be doing it in their own home with their own, with their own relatives. But some of these long-term cares or assisted living places, or even there are seniors at home who have no relatives here, to make those connections with organizations, partnership, where the youth can go in and visit. Youth get something from it. They definitely will get a lot from this type of interaction, as well as the senior would get.
I do believe, I'm sorry, Lorna, I do believe what we should do, a senior should do, is adopt a senior. And then what they should do, establish the way they can assist these seniors, right? And then they can have make a schedule. Like, for example, they're going to cut their grass. going to shovel snow for them,
Mhm.
and then implement that action.
Mhm. Mhm.
I think that would be wonderful because there's a lot of seniors out there who would love someone to come in and cut the grass.
Mhm. Mhm.
I was speaking to someone the other day and they say the government is giving that kind of service.
Mhm.
I did not know about that.
Mhm.
I mean, just certain areas,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
a lot of seniors don't know of that service.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that's really is the case where there are so many different services available. Just like the I think it used to be called CCAC. I met people who did not know, and I did not know such a service existed as well. So in order to for the seniors in our community and society to know, there should be some type of way of communicating what is there. I think people feel all alone and not know what they can do to get the assistance and support, because maybe they do not have anyone to help direct them in the right direction. Mhm.
And this is why they should try. I normally say to the seniors before they get into a dementia state,
Mhm.
always educate them. Make sure you have everything in order. For example, your will,
Mhm.
your power of attorney, because a lot of seniors don't believe in will,
Mhm. Yeah.
and that is so important because you have to have a power of attorney just in case anything happened to you, because we don't know.
Right, right.
But that is so important.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I always educate the seniors and let them know this is very important. When you go to look for seniors, do you have this in place? No. Why? I said it's very real. You have to get this in place because you don't know what's going to happen. For example, you go to the hospital and the doctor, this is for argument's sake, would like to do a surgery and you don't have anyone who have a power of attorney, they can do anything because nobody is there to stand up for you. So it
Mhm.
is very important that they know,
Mhm.
and but a lot of them don't want to do that. But
Yeah.
you have to educate them. You have to say this is very important. And back to the young generation, I think after they establish what they can do, then you encourage them and let them know that this is something good they're doing
Mhm.
to take care of the
Definitely.
seniors, and they can learn so much.
Definitely, but again, that cannot happen. The partnership between youth and the older seniors can't happen without some intermediary, some type of intermediate action where an organization facilitates that. For many reasons, safety reasons as well as other. They need to be
Absolutely.
trained, because a senior, even though a senior is of a particular age, it doesn't mean that they are not able to make a decision about what they want, make a decision about who they want in their life, who they
Right.
want to interact with, whom they want to interact. Now, when you were talking about the seniors who do not want to make wills, yeah, I've encountered that. And it's a lot of superstition. If you make the will, you're going to die, right? Something like that. But it's really this whole, the power of attorney, again, is like an advocacy. If you have no power of attorney in terms of who's going to look after you, make health decisions when you're not able to, who's going to make financial decisions when you are unable to go into the bank physically, even though mentally you're able to go to figure out your finances, you may not be able to access the banking online. Right. I mean, a lot of us are doing things online, as I said previously. A lot of seniors are not able to access
To do
banking
that. No.
online. So who's going to help you with that? So, to have a power of attorney, to have a will, a power of attorney right now when they're alive and well
Yeah.
well enough, is so important. The will is secondary, but the power of attorney is a powerful document that can make can be very a deciding
Mhm.
factor. When a person goes into a hospital and they are not able to advocate and say for themselves what treatments they want, that power of attorney can be there with important medications that the person's history of their health and well-being, to help make a decision that could save that person's life. So yes, to have a power of attorney is important. Yeah.
Exactly. Even get a lawyer, get that in place so they can, direct them out to do that power of attorney. That
Right.
is so important.
Yeah. Mhm.
you know. So our seniors are there, and we know that they are so many, because I was speaking to someone the other day and I said, where are the babies? The seniors are outnumbering these young babies.
Mhm.
What I mean?
Mhm.
No one wants to have kids. They're saying it's so expensive having a child now.
Mhm.
So we have to really take care of our seniors and treat them like a baby.
Mhm.
I remember when my mom was alive, she fell, and I would talk to her, and she'd say to me, "Oh, my child, what happened to me?
Mhm.
I'm like a baby now." And I used to say to her, "Mom, you're my big baby, and I will take care of you." You know? So we have to really consider that. As you said, you're a senior. I'm a senior also.
Yeah.
And we thank God that we have come to this, that we live this long, because there's so many who never make it to that,
Mhm. Mhm.
but we have to continue to
Mhm.
really help our seniors in whatever way we can.
Right, definitely. Now, when you were talking about helping your mom, I think I had that similar experience, where there's a role reversal, and it's very interesting when that role reversal occurs,
Yes.
because it's a delicate dance we have to do there, where yes, our parents are no longer capable to do the things they used to do, but yet they want to still make choices and not want us to overstep.
Yes. Well, in closing, I mean, it's so nice speaking to you, Lorna. As we know, the seeds for seniors is growing rapidly. And again, I'd like to remind anyone who's listening to us, one day we will become a senior, and we would like someone to take care of us, to nurture us, to love us, to pamper us. So it's very important that we go out there and advocate for our seniors and help them to live with dignity and be very independent. So, Lorna, it's very nice talking to you today. This was a very good conversation. And too bad we have to go, because this can go on and on and on. But I do believe we can do something to help our seniors, and we will continue to fight to help our seniors.
Thank you, Vivienne.
Look how far you have come on your own, but never alone. Through the rain and through the shine, here's your moment, it's your time. You stood tall and now you see, standing in your destiny. 100 woman growing strong. 100 woman where you belong. You stood tall and now you see, you have reached your destiny.